Grana with Aliyah Media, sitting here with Gili from the Israeli consulate, and you are the consul for economic affairs for the West Coast of the United States. You've got a pretty busy job here. Tell us a little bit about the importance of this particular conference, why it's so important to the consulate.
So this conference has been going on in New York. Landmark was leading it for the last 10 years. They're celebrating their 10th conference. And 3 years ago, they decided to move here to the West Coast, to Silicon Valley. And they approached us as we are a good partner and good friends. And since we've been here for the last 5 years, very active in the business and high-tech community, it was a very natural partnership. And we were able to bring our contacts, corporates, VCs, and Israeli companies, but we partner A to Z. We partner with the designing the concept, setting the conference, and the actual groundwork of getting people to show up.
Do you measure the success of the progression from companies that, for instance, come to the conference as to whether or not they get funded, whether or not they partner up with larger multinationals? Do you get to see what the progression of these companies?
Oh yeah, we measure ourselves in an extreme way. I'm part of the Ministry of Economy, the Foreign Trade Administration, and we have a very clear KPI, very similar to the private sector. They measure us on number of meetings that we set up, number of companies that we bring, number of new companies, number of high-quality companies, and then this is all input metrics. But the output or the result is how many business did we bring to the Israeli economy, and this could be a small licensing deal of $50,000 all the way to acquisition of $20 million, and we were able to contribute with all of these kind of business transaction. So far, for the almost 5 years that I'm here, we were able to contribute more than $250 million of business between Israeli companies and US companies.
What do you attribute the great success of Startup Nation? What do you think are some of the biggest factors for the success that Israeli companies have had in getting sold to multinationals and in partnering up with multinational corporations?
So this is basically the $24 billion company. This is the number of exits that Israeli companies made in 2017. But this is everybody are wondering how Israel became such a strong community and a hub of innovation. And there are many answers to that. I'll just name a few, and there are many more. First of all, I would mention the army. I think the mandatory military service of every Israeli in the age of 18, especially this technological unit, the well-known A200, that you get to surround by the most bright people and get to develop the most cutting-edge technologies. This is basically something that any other youngster in the age of 18 doesn't get to do in his own country. So this is, and you get to thrive and to get more and more innovative. So the military is a great incubation for a startup company. Then there is the academic atmosphere. There's a lot of very strong academic institutions such as the Technion, the Hebrew University, Tel Aviv University, and many more. And I would mention also the government, if I may. We are very active and aggressive in pushing Israeli companies, and our job here as the economic mission to the West Coast is maybe the best demonstration of this of the important role that the government takes. We connect hundreds, if not thousands, of companies with big corporates and big investors, and this is something that I know all my counterparts from other countries. They're all doing great stuff, but they're not as involved and as active in this business community and helping their companies from their countries.
Now it appears that from a multinational standpoint, they seem to have a pretty good grasp of the fact that Israeli companies are very progressive and that they are putting out some incredible technology. When it comes to a consumer, from a consumer standpoint, it seems like there's less knowledge, and some of the participants in the conference have mentioned that there doesn't seem to be an awareness amongst, if we just use the United States, the American general populace of Israeli technology. What do you think might be some further steps that can be taken to be able to help the general public particularly consumers, understand just how important Israel is to things like their mobile phones, to laptops, to really any application, automobiles, etc.
Yeah. So I think basically everybody need to understand that every technology they use, whether it's their laptop, their mobile, even their glasses, there is in many of them, I wouldn't say all, but in many of them there are some Israeli component, some technology component behind it. And another thing that could contribute to this perception of Israeli being a leader in technology is more consumer-faced technology. So many people know Waze just because they get to use it, but they don't know the chip that install in their PC because they don't know that Intel developed it in Israel. So I would say, first of all, it's an education, something that we need to do and educate the general public about the Israeli technology that is basically installed in almost every technology that we use, whether it's our iPhone or our even some of the smart homes. There's a lot of Israeli technology, but also more, and you see more and more consumer-faced companies growing in the last few years, and I'm sure you will see more and more.
We hope so. Thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much, and I wish you, the Aliyah magazine, great success.
Thank you very much.